Okay, so what we're talking about here are horizontal asymptotes, and there's three rules to figure out what the horizontal asymptotes could be. The first is going to be if you look at your fraction and the exponents or the leading exponents would be the same. Notice these are both x squares. If that's the case, then you just take the coefficients 4 over 2, and that reduces down to 2. So your horizontal asymptote would be y equals 2. That's it. So just look at the things if they're the same. If x squared and x squared, if it had been x cubed and x cubed, it's the leading coefficient. If it's got the same exponent, then just take the coefficients in front. And there you go. 4 over 2, y equals 2. Okay, the next one. If you look here, we've got a numerator, and if you look at the top of the numerator on this x here, and then this x here, the denominator has a higher exponent than the numerator. All right, if the denominator has that higher exponent than the numerator, then it's going to be y equals 0 for your asymptote. All right, so that's another rule. So you take a look at your fractions, and you look, and if the denominator has a higher exponent, then it is going to be y equals 0. All right, here's our last example. In this case, the numerator x over 3 or x to the third power is higher than x squared. So when the numerator is higher exponent, then there's no horizontal. No horizontal. Interestingly enough. Okay, so you have three different categories here. You've got one where you just, if they're the same on exponents, then you're going to take the coefficients. Then you have this one where if the numerator is a higher exponent than the denominator, there's none. And then you had the previous one when the denominator was higher, and that would have been y equals 0. So I hope that helps a little bit. So in summary, you're going to have three functions here that we can take a look at. The first one is going to be if your leading coefficients, you're going to look at your leading coefficients. If the powers are the same, it's going to be 4 over 2, which is 2. Y equals 2. Now let's take a look at the next one. The denominator has got the higher power, so it's going to be y equals 0. And then the numerator has the higher power, and there's no horizontal asymptote. So those are your three options.